So ever since I got my hands on this bottle, I've been doing some testing on and off. I've been wearing it in the evenings. I actually wore it last night. I wore it today as my scent of the day. And I'm finally ready to give you my full thoughts on an extremely popular designer fragrance. I'm talking about Jean-Paul Gaultier's Ultra Male. Stay tuned. Starting off with the presentation, the standard Le Male can style, and this one says Ultra Male. It is this dark color. Fragrance information on the bottom. This is a 75 milliliter bottle that I picked up from Kingdom Fragrances not that long ago, and has the usual little cutout to fit the bottle. Definitely unique when it comes to packaging. You always know a Jean-Paul Gaultier Le Male fragrance when you see this canister style. In regards to the bottle, it is that iconic male body cutout. This is a dark frosted blue with the black stripes, gunmetal color for the atomizer and the ring all the way around. Yeah, if I can get it to focus here. Some fragrance information etched into the glass. Like I said, you do have the ring, the safety ring to stop the atomizer. Very good atomizer. Sweet. Let's get into this scent. So this is iconically known as the clubbing scent. I'll have the notes on screen for you guys. What I get up top, it's extremely aromatic, but not really that soapy, the lavender that's in here, but you do get a lot of lavender and this blast of fresh, fruity sweetness up top. It's through and through fresh, fruity sweetness. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead, give myself a little spray to enjoy the opening while we talk about it. Ah, yes, there we go. So this pear is what's most notable for me anyways. I get the pear, I get the mint, but it's extremely fruity fresh and very, very sweet and warm at the same time. So I do get a lot of cinnamon, but I say a lot. I get a little bit of cinnamon in the opening blast, but as it starts to settle down and get into the heart, it's riddled with cinnamon. It's like a cinnamon bomb in the heart on my skin. And the vanilla really takes over. It's a very vanilla heavy scent. It's a creamy, smooth vanilla mixed with that freshness up top. And then you have this warm cinnamon and a little bit of amber later on in the dry down. But it's a very warm, sweet, and spicy fragrance that a lot of the warm, sweet, spicy fragrances have modeled themselves after. Because this is just cult classic, wildly popular. This is one of the most popular designer sweet scents out there. While one I've tried in the past, it wasn't one that I just felt the need to run out and get for the longest time. And finally, I was ready to get it. They had a great price from Kingdom Fragrances. That's why I have a bottle now. And I have been enjoying it on and off since I got it. I've been wearing it more so in the last week and a half. I've given it a few wearings. I've worn it twice in the evening. I've worn it during the day. Today it's actually still on my skin because we'll get into performance in a little bit. But once you get into that dry down, it becomes a warm amber vanilla scent. That is the basis of what you're going to get for the majority of the life of this fragrance, because like I said, we'll get on performance in a little bit, but you get hours and hours and hours of ambery vanilla smell. Very warm. The spices tone back drastically once that cinnamon starts to fade after several hours, and you're just left with that warm amber and vanilla. I don't get a lot of patchouli or cedar, so it doesn't come across real woody to me, but just to recap, up top, blast of fruity freshness with a little touch of the cinnamon spice, the heart. That freshness starts to tone down a bit. The vanilla really creeps in and it becomes all about warm, sweet spice. And then the base is just warm and sweet, just to give you some accords. Let's get into performance. So this is where this thing really shines. For me, 12 hours. And I end up taking a shower. You know, the first time I wore it, I only had it on my skin for like 5 or 6 hours. I wore it in the evening. The next time I wore it, I actually sprayed it much earlier in the day on into the evening, and I got about 10 hours before I took my shower. And then today, it's been on my skin for 12 hours so far at the recording of this video right now. I'm not taking a shower for probably at least another hour. So it's not really strong at this stage, but it's still very present. I do have two sprays on my chest, and I did a spray going all the way around my neck, one on each side, one on the back. That's my standard for pretty much every fragrance, unless it's crazy strong, which this was close. This was close to being a 4-sprayer, but 5 sprays is plenty for me with this. It is an attention grabber. It is more on the synthetic side, but the fact of it being an attention grabber means it definitely pushes. And on my skin, it's very strong in the first 3 hours. I get 3 hours of very good projection. I'm not going to call it a room filler. It's not quite a room filler, but it has the ability to reach out and grab somebody. If you want attention, this will get you some attention. Now, I have only gotten one compliment outside of my wife the handful of times I've worn this fragrance. And it was actually today. It was when we were at Costco checking out, when I was putting everything on the little conveyor belt, and the lady was pulling my cart around. She said, "Ooh, you smell nice." And that was the extent of it, but it was a compliment on how I smelled. So, count it. And look, it is a great scent. Do I think it's mind-blowing and just incredible like some people have made it out to be? Because this is one of the most hyped designer fragrances ever, I think. I wouldn't sit here and say it's the most worthy of hype, but if you like sweet scents that grab attention, it's definitely one of the best out there. Like I said, more on the synthetic side, so if you tend to enjoy high quality niche level fragrances a lot more, you may not be able to stand this. This may smell like a synthetic chemical mess to you, because like I said, it does lean a bit more synthetic, but for being synthetic, it does have a bit of a smoothness. It is very sweet, so if you're not a fan of very sweet scents, you may want to avoid this. But performance is stellar across the board. Projection is A1. Longevity is A1 as well. So for those of you that like performance is #1, you're going to like this fragrance. Man, it does smell good. Overall, I would say it's a must try, not a must buy. Because just because you enjoy some sweet fragrances doesn't mean you'll enjoy this, because it's very, very sweet. And the note breakdown doesn't lend you to believe it's going to be as sweet as it actually is. And there's something in there that I can't really pick out what it is that lends itself to add to the sweetness. It's not just vanilla that's making it this strong, sweet aroma. There's the fruity notes that are in there. That's not quite what I'm getting here. There's something in there that's adding a fruity sweetness to wrap around that vanillic sweetness that it's dominated by, that make this quite unique sweet aroma. It borrows the style of fragrances like 1 Million and stuff like that. It's in the same vein, but this is definitely better than 1 Million. I will give it its due on that. It performs a lot better, and honestly, it does smell a bit better. I would say 1 Million has more cinnamon than this one, with this leaning much more sweet, but that's what I would compare it to. It's in the same vein of a 1 Million style fragrance. Very sweet, very spicy, very attractive and youthful, but this one being a beast even still to this day, because like I said, I've only had this bottle for, I don't know, several weeks, maybe a month and a half, something like that. I don't remember exactly how long, but I haven't had it long. It's a newer formula, and newer formula bottle that performs great, smells great, does as advertised. So I say must try if you can get out and try it. I have sampled this at a Macy's this year, earlier in the year, so there are still bottles floating around at these department stores, so get out and try it if you can. It's definitely solid. If I had to give it a number, I would say this is every bit, for a designer fragrance, I would say it's every bit of a 7.5 out of 10. It's a very good fragrance. One of the best I've ever smelled? No. But definitely well above average, and I would call it a very good fragrance. That's my thoughts and feelings on Ultra Male. And until next time, do me a real quick favor, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. So I do appreciate all the feedback. I love hearing from you guys. So I actually put a poll up on my community page, and this got the most votes. That's why it got reviewed first. So it just worked out for me, because I was already to the point of ready to put out a review on this. I just wanted to wear it one more time. So it worked out. Next, I will be doing Guerlain L'Homme Ideal, the original, the Eau de Toilette. That was by request by my guy Sammy. Shout out to you, Sammy. And it got the second most number of votes. Third number of votes was Salvatore Ferragamo Oud. So the next 2 individual reviews you will see on this channel will be the original Guerlain L'Homme Ideal and Salvatore Ferragamo Oud. That will come over, spread out over the next 2 weeks or so. And until next time, I will say, if you get your hands on Ultra Male from Jean-Paul Gaultier and you give it a spray now, might end up thanking me later. Have a good one, guys.